ようこそ私のベルベットルームへ。
After transferring to a high school in Tokyo for unknown reason, the young protagonist started experiencing bizarre and unsettling dreams. As the dreams become more frequent and intense, it became clear that something ominous was at play one night as he struggled to shake off the haunting images that plagued his mind. A voice spoke to him. "You are indeed a prisoner of fate, my dear." Okay, P5R is the abbreviation for P5 Royal Edition. P5, originally released in 2016 as the sixth installment of the personalized series, generously presented by Atlas. Upon its release, it achieved immense success. The game's story reflects profound social realities, and its battle system and artistic style have been widely praised by many media outlets and mainstream gamers. P5R was released in 2019, and this installment completed the storyline of P5, elevating the entire work's story integrity and the profound social insights to an unprecedented peak in the history of video games. It can be said that P5R allowed P5 to undergo a complete transformation. I believe that real pain is better than illusionary happiness. A belief that permeates the game from beginning to end, as each player faces a choice at various stages to follow their heart or indulge in complacency. Upon its release, P5 achieved immense success, as evident by both sales figures and MC scores. The opening of P5R is an unusual and even somewhat abrupt story. Players are immediately placed in a bizarre castle, and after explicitly escaping, they are arrested and brought to an integration room. For players studying the game for the first time, it's hard to say that this is an easy, understandable way of handling the story. However, as the story unfolds, players will gradually come to understand, become familiar with, and immerse themselves in the narrative. The flipping of pages in the evidence list in the interrogation room symbolize the player's gradual deepening on the journey to uncover the truth of personnel. The real beginning of the story starts when the protagonist arrives alone at a coffee shop called Denver on a cloudy day. With a blank expression, curly hair, and glasses, the male lead moves to the second floor with the help of the uniquely styled shop owner. After signing up to help a harassed woman, he finds himself without the power to fight the abuser and without support from the victim, and he is forced to transfer to a new school in a different town, a prisoner of fate. Have you realized that you have set foot on the path to discover your true self? In this daunting game, your chances may seem slim, but the changes has already begun. As a transfer student, the initial stage of the story is prominently set in Shuji Academy. P5R's narrative excels at being concise, well-ordered, and gradually expanding from small to large. Although the opening focuses on a small high school section and a physical education teacher, it includes extensive foreshadowing and introduces a large cast of characters. Starting with the lustful gym teacher and his castle in Kamoshida, Phantom Thieves set out on their journey, facing a vain artist, a greedy loan shark, a tormented young girl, a heartless father, an obsessive sister, and finally the protagonist's ultimate adversary, the demonic politician. Do you remember the choice we asked and awakened? stand up but unsupported, forced to wander to a foreign land. Is all the ready verse it? Is all this rule? Of course not. Then it's all to address humanity's shared substation's laziness, to reopen the increasingly closed hearts. After the protagonist uses a sinful shell to complete the act of decide, we arrive at the shining piano of P5R, the third term with the original human Adam, to battle my teacher. Isn't living in a world without wounds good, even if it's false? What's the problem? I'm sorry, my teacher, but I believe real pain is better than false happiness. Then we reach the classic ending animation, fully produced in anime. The phantom thieves in the anime are about to part ways, each finding their direction in life, each confident and optimistic, believing that their belief separation is for a better reunion. Off screen, we shed tears, knowing that the separation from the phantom thieves is internal, like losing a group of best friends or feeling an uncompromising self. But thank you to everyone on the screen. We of the screen will never forget this journey with you. We too will pursue the path of self-discovery, steadfastly moving forward. As a comprehensive summary, I don't want to delve too much into the details or settings of this work. Instead, I want to firstly explore the characteristics that distinguish this work, especially from other RPGs. My appreciation for an RPG game is composed of several parts: plot setting, character design, battle system, UI style, and unique systems. Firstly, the plot setting of P5R addresses an important issue in modern social. Should people pursue their true desires in life in an environment increasingly dominated by complacency, laziness, and meaningless entertainment? This question becomes progressively relevant. In the first half of the storyline, a new main character is introduced, followed by a description of their situation, which then leads to the exploration of their internal fears and struggles. In fact, almost every major character in the game, excluding the protagonist, has their personal demons. While such a structure, while the early parts of the story revolve around addressing individual character issues, is not unique to P5R. As seen in RPGs like the Tianjian and Gujian Qitan series in China, what distinguishes P5R is its realistic settings, which addresses contemporary issues rather than mere fictional ones. Furthermore, the depth of P5R's narrative isn't just about uncovering the superficial truths as in traditional RPGs, but delves deeper into the social realities and the inner journey of characters. Or perhaps on coming of age tale, the initial stage and bosses reflect the darker aspects of humanity, which seem somewhat childish compared to the later parts. But lazy isn't to say the early plot lacks creativity. P5R's exceptional design ensures that every palace is distinctive. Each has its own shining moments. As clues accumulate, the palace become more intricate, symbolizing our journey into self-awareness. The Marquis Palace, aside from confronting human arrogance and prejudice, we intersect with the game's beginning. The timeline coverage as the dreamlike scenario unfolds, even though we have seen glimpses of it from the start. After Marquis, the protagonist faces his human nature conflict. There's a brief episode with Akachi, another masked vet holder, and a believer in his convictions, almost like a dark counterpart of the protagonist. While the confrontation with Lion Justice is a milestone in the protagonist's journey, it culminates in a unique scene and mode design where the protagonist deals the boss one-on-one, embodying a pure physical onslaught rather than a moral dilemma. However, the crude boss isn't a true puppet master. The real mastermind resonates with every player, and it is no longer a specific dark entity but represents everyone in the game, and by extension, every human player in the real world. The collective subconscious suggests that as humans engross themselves in busy modern life, they become more isolated and indifferent, leading to a troubling inner world. This collective mindset manifests as a deity beyond moral power. Protagonist ultimately summons Centennial. If a deity becomes malevolent, let the king of demons descend to administer justice. Nathaniel's attack, sinful shell, likes refer to the 7 deadly sins from the Bible. With the deity defeated and humanity's heart saved, it seems that there's nothing left for the Phantom Thief. This is what differentiates P5 from P5R. The R in its excellence introduces the ultimate question. Why should one endure pain and face their true self? What's wrong with living in a pain-free, albeit illusionary world? Maruki's questions confuse many. All main characters find happiness in Maruki's ideal world. Many may agree with Maruki, but that catches word resonant. No matter how blissful, it's still a fabricated world. I detest being manipulated like a puppet. The final scene in Maruki's palace is challenging yet impactful. When the team sings the staircase with the BGM, life will change.
Now then.
It signals the impending climax. Even amidst the suffering and the misfortune, as long as one perseveres and moves forward, life will change. The final battle against Adam symbolizes the fragility of illusions. Second aspect is character design. In my personal opinion, the character design of this game can be viewed from 3 angles: visual design, superficial character setting, and deep character setting. The visual design pertains to the appearance of the characters. Objectively, P5R's art style leans toward a youthful and animated look, easily giving off a slightly edgy or adolescent impression. In their school uniforms, characters look relatively ordinary. However, when dressed in the Phantom Thieves outfits, which incorporate their individual personalities, distinct personal elements emerge. Many of these outfits are vibrant and dynamic. The design sketches show that some characters underwent significant revisions, such as a female lead, and initial designs depicted and more traditionally. Yet, after some consideration, it was decided that her unique hair color and her foreign identity would make her interactions with Joker more natural. Character setting is a somewhat predictable design approach. Naturally reticent male protagonist, the passionate second male lead, the quirky and offbeat third male character, the foreign strategist beautiful female lead, and the somewhat single-minded student council president as the second female character. The superficial settings are quite narrative-driven, making each character memorable with distinct personalities. The combination of such characters already brings a strong narrative essence. And let's not forget the talking black cat. Deep character setting, however, is what truly sets this game apart. It's profoundly intricate. The inner setting of a character is constructed from 2 parts: the tarot card, attribute representing the character's trait, and the historical imagery of their exclusive or default personal mask. The design of the tarot card attributes isn't especially unique. Though the main characters throughout the series might have the most distinctive ones, in my view, the Zero card, the Fool, is the essence of tarot. Assigning it to the protagonist is APT. It's both the best and worst card, symbolizing both the beginning and the end. The essence of this card is uncertainty and change, which in fact resonates with all humans who dare to embark on a journey. The historical imagery of the default personal mask is truly iconic. I will dive deeper into this topic later. To give an example here, Arson, as a character from the works of French writer Agnès Lebrec, was widely examined during his time and was dubbed the gentleman thief of France. In the novels, he is depicted as an expert in disguise, possessing many faces and acting cleverly. He robs from the rich to aid the poor, a trait strictly similar to the protagonist Joker. Just like Arson's proficiency with disguises, Joker excels in wielding multiple Mask is one of the only two characters in P5R who can manage multiple personas. The third reason focuses on the combat system. Objectively speaking, turn-based combat is not particularly popular in this area, but being turn-based has never constrained a game from achieving greatness. On the contrary, a well-designed combat system can enhance the experience. By incorporating attribute counters and status counters, some battles that might seem prolonged can be quickly concluded, while at other times, seemingly easy battles can present unexpected twists. The bonus system has been introduced in terms of team composition, which further encourages players to engage in more bond-related narratives. In fact, this game offers two combat styles. The first one involves fixed masks for the protagonist's companion-specific output moves, making it lean towards a traditional leveling RPG. Meanwhile, the protagonist, without the default output of fixed mask, veers more towards a collection-oriented gameplay, reminiscent of Pokemon. To facilitate martial collection or simple leveling, a level crushing system has been introduced. When certain character bonds reach a specific level, players can instantly defeat monsters. All these features and convenience in the later stages of the game. While regular battles ensure smooth progression in the game, it's the distinct mechanism of boss fights that truly make an impression, introducing existing twists to the steady play. The groundbreaking boss battles in P5R are unforgettable. The design of each boss battle in P5R is outstanding. With fast shifts that showcase unique features of each boss, there are also strategies that let players exploit certain vulnerabilities, allowing you to temporarily assign a team member to distract the boss. Each boss has its own unique attack mode, ensuring that players won't encounter the so-called cookie counter boss common in many games. But to make a boss fight truly memorable, you need an essential ingredient, music. It's like a martini that stands out with the addition of a hint or of mint or lemon. Starting with the Shadow's Palace, there's a thrilling solo hand-to-hand combat, initiated with spirit music, leading to an iconic line. After giving it a lot of thought, it's clear that in today's world where gaming products are abundant, Persona 5 Royal doesn't possess a system that is entirely unique. However, two features do stand out as characteristic to the series: the semester life and the newly added cognition space system. The semester life is fundamentally a bound development system, but it differs significantly from similar systems in other games. In many games, the bound system serves as an auxiliary or supplemental feature. In P5R, the bound system is perhaps at the core of the gameplay. The depth of the bond system is intricately tied to the combat system. The level of bond with each companion substantially impacts their combat abilities when using their personas. Moreover, each company offers additional skills that can benefit the player, but the life skills or combat skills. Simultaneously, advancing these bonds often involves completing tasks that tie in with the game's dedicated living area, the cognition space. The playability of Persona 5 Royal needs no further elaboration. Its success over the years in various aspects attest to its quality. Its article serves as a summary and personal reflection. P5R is perhaps my favorite game, and being a veteran gamer who has also studied some game design martial, I feel compelled to share my thoughts. In the future, I might dive deeper into the background settings of personalized masks in P5R.